Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Elizabeth, and today we are going to talk about something that might feel a little uncomfortable, but it's deeply important, and that's the fact that people in your life are not neutral. They're either regulating your nervous system or dysregulating it. And emerging research in psychology, neuroscience, and epigenetics shows that chronic social stress, especially from toxic or unhealthy relationships, can affect your immune system, your inflammation levels, cortisol patterns, and even markers of cellular aging. So today we are going to talk about what co-regulation actually is, how toxic relationships impact your nervous system, what the research says about stress and biological aging, warning signs that a relationship may be harming your health, and how to decide whether you need boundaries or distance. So let's start with something foundational first. What is co-regulation? Human beings are wired for connection. Our nervous systems don't just regulate internally, they regulate socially. This is called co-regulation. And Dr. Stephen Porges' Polyvagal Theory explains that our autonomic nervous system constantly scans for cues of either safety or danger, especially through things like facial expression, tone of voice, and body language. And when we're around someone who's calm, grounded, and safe, our nervous system relaxes. You may notice things like your heart rate lowering, breathing slowing, muscles softening. But when we're around someone who may be critical, unpredictable, emotionally volatile, or manipulative, our body goes into protection mode, even if we tell ourselves it's fine. Our body knows. So what does the research say about toxic relationships and your health? There's decades of research showing that chronic interpersonal stress affects physical health. Studies on hostile marriages from researchers like Dr. Janice Keigold-Glaser at Ohio State University found that married couples who engaged in high conflict discussions had higher cortisol levels, slower wound healing, increased inflammatory markers, because inflammation is linked to things like heart disease, autoimmune conditions, which are on the rise today, depression, and accelerated aging. Research from the National Institute on Aging has also examined social strain, meaning ongoing tension in close relationships, and found that it predicts higher biological wear and tear on the body over time. Another area of research looks at telomeres, which are protective caps on your DNA that shorten with age. And chronic stress has been associated with shorter telomeres, meaning higher biological aging. Now, it's important not to sensationalize this. It's not as simple as one toxic person adds 9 months to your life, but chronic social stress absolutely contributes to long-term physiological strain. Your nervous system doesn't separate emotional stress from physical stress. So how can toxic relationships dysregulate the nervous system? When you're in a relationship that feels unsafe emotionally, psychologically, or unpredictably, your body can get stuck in fight mode or have anger or defensiveness, flight mode or have anxiety, overworking or avoiding, freeze mode, which is numbness or shutdown, fawn, which could be people pleasing or self-abandonment, or a combination of these. If this becomes chronic, your baseline shifts. You may start to believe things like, this is just my personality, I'm just anxious, I'm just sensitive, but often it's relational dysregulation. Your nervous system adapted to survive the environment that you're in with whoever is causing the reactions from you. So what are signs that a relationship could be negatively impacting your health? Here are some nervous system-based warning signs. If you feel tense before seeing or talking to that person, if you rehearse conversations in your head, if your heart races when their name pops up, if you feel drained, anxious, or even irritated after interactions, if you over-explain yourself around them, if you shrink your opinions to avoid conflict, if you experience headaches or digestive issues around them, if you feel relief when they cancel plans with you. Your body is data, and your body does not lie. Your body knows what your mind may not yet have the awareness to. So, now what does positive co regulation feel like? On the other hand, healthy relationships can regulate you. You may feel a feeling of being seen without performing. You may feel a calm in their presence, be able to disagree safely with them. You may feel energized instead of depleted afterwards, feel more like yourself and not less. Research consistently shows that supportive relationships are associated with lower cortisol, stronger immune function, lower cardiovascular risk, greater longevity, and we heal in safe connection, not isolation. So let's discuss boundaries versus removal and how to decide which may be the right decision for you. Now, here's a nuance. Not every difficult relationship requires elimination, and I'm not telling you what you should do with your relationship by any means. That's your decision to make. But some relationships may require boundaries because chances are, whoever this person or people may be in your life, they have their own wounds that they've maybe yet to recognize and heal. And they're most likely subconsciously allowing their wounds to dictate their behavior in a more negative way. So ask yourself, is this person capable of repair? Do they respect boundaries when I set them? Do I feel heard when I communicate with them? Is the harm intentional, dismissive, or chronic? If someone is unaware but willing to grow, boundaries may be enough. If someone repeatedly violates boundaries, gaslights you, or escalates when confronted, distance may be necessary. It doesn't matter if it's a coworker, a friend, a family member, a partner. And let me be clear, no one has the right to mistreat you, cross your boundaries, or act as if your needs don't matter. You don't owe anyone, regardless of how close you are to them, your time, respect, love, or attention, especially to someone who creates nervous system dysregulation in you. The nervous system thrives on predictability and safety. If someone repeatedly destabilizes you without accountability, that's information. So how can you start protecting your nervous system? Here are some practical steps that you can take. Number 1, track your body after interactions. Ask yourself, do I feel expanded or contracted? Keep notes if needed. Patterns don't lie. Number 2, practice boundary scripts. Start simple and say, I'm not available for that. That doesn't work for me. I need some space. You don't owe long explanations, and no is a complete sentence. Over-explaining is often a fawn response, one I was often guilty of myself before recognizing these same patterns. Number 3, increase positive co-regulation. Spend more time with people who speak calmly, respect your limits, encourage your growth, celebrate your wins, feel emotionally safe. The nervous system rewires through repeated safe experiences. Number 4, build internal regulation. 2, we can't rely solely on others, and we are more than capable of regulating all on our own. So practice things like breath work with long exhales, gentle intuitive movement, time in nature, therapy or coaching, journaling after triggered interactions. Strengthen your baseline so others have less control over it. When you allow others to trigger you or dictate your reactions, then you've given your power away to them. And now for the compassionate reality check. It's important to say not all stress is avoidable. Family dynamics, work environments, long-term relationships, sometimes the answer isn't immediate removal. It's strategic boundaries while you build capacity depending on how important that relationship is to you. And sometimes growth requires grief. Letting go of someone who dysregulates you chronically may feel like a loss at the time, but staying in chronic stress costs your body over time. And the bottom line is relationships of all kinds are an energetic exchange. If someone is causing you more harm, stress, and negativity than they bring a positive impact in your life, then how is that fair to you to keep them in your life when it could cost you your health and your well-being over time? And from a spiritual perspective, oftentimes people that behave in those ways tend to be what they call karmic lessons that we were meant to encounter as a way to activate your soul's growth and become more empowered from the learning experience. It may not feel like it at the time, but there really is an underlying reason for everything if you look deep enough. So if your nervous system is constantly asking, am I safe? The people you allow close to you influence that answer. This isn't about cutting everyone off. It's about conscious curation, because the quality of your relationships directly impacts the quality of your life and your health. Co-regulation is medicine. Chronic relational stress is wear and tear, and you are allowed to choose environments and relationships that help you thrive. And if this video today resonated with you, please comment below. Have you ever noticed your body reacting before your mind caught up? And if you're working on building nervous system resilience this year, then please subscribe for more content just like this that I release every week. We're building a like-minded community and doing this together. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. I'm truly grateful to be able to support you on your healing journey. And for helpful resources I left for you, check out the comments and description box below. Remember, take care of your energy, take care of your body. This is your weekly reminder to do something today that brings you joy. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.